Welcome to World at Work TV. I'm Allison Avalos, and I'm joined today by Justin Caruthers with Hay Group and Angela Martinez with Caris Life Sciences. And we're talking about the value of wellness programs. Angela, can you start off by talking about the reasons that an organization should pursue a wellness program?
I think that organizations have various reasons as to why they would pursue a wellness program, and those reasons should really fit within the model of their business. Some of those reasons could be to see a financial impact in terms of having reduced claims cost. There are other organizations, like the organization I work for, that really seek to increase employee engagement and have an overall sense of wellness for employees. And then other organizations might want to decrease sick days and work towards the overall wellness of their employees so that they're more productive for the company.
So who are the best or the ideal champions for wellness in an organization?
I found that the best champions are the employees themselves. So while the Human Resources Department or the Finance Department might be driving the programs, having employees be the face of the program really helps to increase engagement.
Justin, is there a perfect setting for a wellness program?
If I were to pick a setting, I would want one where people are going to understand exactly what wellness is about. They're going to do everything I tell them to do, and they're going to follow along in accordance with the plan. But I would say that certain organizations have a better culture for wellness. There tend to be organizations that are built more where employees are more receptive to being asked to make personal changes, whether it be work-related or lifestyle-related. I think that's where the trick comes in. Where the critical side of me comes in on wellness programs is organizations that are trying to force change, where the culture of the organization is really never done anything of that nature. Employees tend to not receive them very well. The programs, as best designed as possible, may still fail only because the organization didn't have an appetite for it. So that would be my choice. If you could build a perfect one, everyone wants to do it and everyone wants to participate. Typically don't exist, but you can create that culture, I believe.
You mentioned that wellness programs tend to ask people to make personal changes, and there is that personal component, the nature behind these programs when you think about them, sort of the touchy-feely side to some degree.
Right.
Can the lines get crossed between professional and personal when you are dealing and administering, implementing these programs?
Yeah, I personally believe they can. I think it should be a cautious approach that employers take. These are things your employees are doing on their own time, quite frankly. That's the impact you're hoping to have. Do I think the employers have a reason that, yes, if you're sponsoring a health plan, potentially you're paying for something, you're part of the game here. And the cost of health care, we all know in this country, continue to rise. Even in good years, they're rising at a minimal amount, but they're still rising. So I believe there's a purpose of them, but I do think the lines can get crossed. The best programs tend to do that in a manner where it's not forced upon anyone. I think you always need an element of choice. And in fact, in my personal belief is if you really want to impact change in those lifestyle behaviors that we're really concerned with, you're going to give them the tools, you're giving them the ways to get to a better situation in their personal being, but you're not going to force it upon them. And I think that even though the lines may get blurry at times, you have less of a chance at actually turning someone off from the program because you're not being forceful about it. And I know that Angela and their organization has done this in their own form.
I think wellness has to be more about putting in penalties and discounts on the premiums. It's also about providing tools for employees. And I think that we have put in a great program where we offer discounts to healthy foods, discounts to gym memberships, access to healthcare professionals that will come on site to work with employees. All of that done at a minimal cost to the organization, but then employees feel like we have invested in them, which we have, in addition to having those penalties or discounts to their premiums on their health insurance.
Angela, you mentioned earlier the variety of motives for an organization to pursue wellness. And I would expect that probably for most organizations, even if their primary goal isn't to see a cost decrease, that's certainly something on their mind and something they're hoping for. So as an organization goes down this path, when can they expect to see a financial benefit to these programs?
I wouldn't expect to see a financial benefit anytime in the near future, because the whole goal of saving on claims costs would be preventing a claim from occurring 3, 4, 5 years down the line through a buildup of unhealthy behaviors. So yes, there are instances where organizations might see a decrease to their costs right away like we have, but that's really not typical.
And Justin, how do wellness programs fit into the future model of healthcare?
Well, I think it's very clear. We've seen in our own, the Affordable Care Act that was put in place, wellness programs are actually referenced on the very front cover. So wellness has its place. I don't think they're going to disappear in the near future. If employers continue to sponsor health plans, Angela used the word investment in their people. I believe most companies really do value their employees as being their biggest asset, and their well-being, both of the organization and their employees' personal well-being, is a huge element as to how well they perform at their jobs, and we know that. I think there's also an aspect of some companies just view this is the right thing to do for our communities. I believe wellness programs, whether they be very involved and forceful or very light and just giving people good ideas, they do have a place. I don't think we're going to see them disappear in the near future. In fact, I believe they'll actually be ramped up and be more important. It wouldn't boggle my mind at all to see people come in and changing the way they rate your plans or cost your medical kind of coverage and insurance itself based on whether or not your employees are pursuing a well-being culture or active and wellness type activities. So whether it's a program or not, I really believe they have a place. I believe they can impact the overall cost in the future, but I'm with Angela. It's not a near-term thing, and as organizations look at this, I think they have to have a long-term strategy and goal in mind for them to actually see the success. It can't be something that's the next 12 to 36 months. It's much farther out than that, and potentially it's more community-focused rather than just their group of population and employees themselves.
I think especially with organizations and industries with large turnover, because you're making an investment on those employees that might end up leaving the organization before the real benefit can be achieved.
Right.
Thank you both for sharing your insights.
Thanks.
For World at Work, I'm Allison Avalos.